Good morning and welcome back to class as we begin week 2. I am here at the course homepage and I'm going to give you a little introduction about one of your assignments for the week. I clicked on modules and moved down to week 2 because we're talking about employment law and employee rights and responsibilities. There's the objectives. If you click down to lesson activities, ultimately you'll find that one of the things you have to do is a legal briefing about an article or resource that you use that discusses employment law issues, regarding human resources. And so when you read this, you'll find the instructions. Now, you have two places to help find you resources to use. One is at the SHRM website, and the other one is by using some Schaefer Library resources that are available. One of the goals of this project and this class is to expose you to a wide body of literature, not just to rush into an article. So I'm really interested in seeing that you folks kind of explore a little bit in addition to the details of the assignment. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here at the SHRM website, and you go to that, it'll take you to the Society for Human Resource Management, and you can click Resources and Tools, and you'll see a link for employment law. I want you to peruse that, and then you'll see a number of different topics. Now, if you go too deep, you have to be a member to get some of this information, but some of these are, in fact, available to the general public, so to speak. So let's say, for example, you want to talk about 3 steps to minimize compensation law. Compensation in itself is an entirely detailed issue regarding human resources. So, here, that's a topic. This one, workplace harassment prevention and response resources. I'll click this one. And you'll see, let's say we want to talk about case studies and research. I click on it. And don't make harassment claims subject to arbitration. Maybe I'll click that. And here's an article about that. And let's say you pick that one. What your assignment is to discuss this article in the context of what you've read in the course textbook, as well as other course resources that you have to your availability. So this, for example, could be your article that you choose. And then you go back here to the course website, week 2, activity legal briefing, read this. And what you have to do is integrate the article that you wrote with course content and tie the two together, because this class is about kind of HR body of knowledge integrated to practice. So you want to tie those things together. Another thing you can do, if you don't like the resources there, would be go to the UF Schaefer Library resources, and I have that linked here. And it'll take you right in. Sometimes it might ask you for your login. If it asks you for password and login, you just use your standard UF ID and your standard UF password. Now, this clicks you to a link that says Schaefer Library Resources. There, in fact, are a number of portals to access this. So I just happened to click this one. You may get to this entry, you may get to this freeway, so to speak, from a different entrance ramp. But if you click that link, you'll go here, and we have list databases from A to Z, and you can go to specific databases, or if you go back to where it took you to originally, it's a list of subject matters. Now, for business law, you'll find resources under business. These are all our business databases, and these are all of our law-oriented databases. You can click either one, and you might find things, you might find, for example, if you're in the pharmacy program or something, you can click on the pharmacy, and some of the journals talk about things like that. I just want you to explore and realize the multitude of resources that are available. But I'm going to click on business here, and I'm going to put in a business research guide. And you can put, and also this kind of information is also going to be very helpful for you in your group project as well, these industry reports and things like that. But right now I'm just trying to get you to resources about employment law. Now from here you'll see I'm in a place called Find Articles. We'll go with that for now. But as you go to this page, also notice, depending on what time of day it is, there's a chat window here. You can talk to a university librarian. You'll also see a picture of Mr. Andrew Wittes, our College of Business research librarian liaison. You can contact him if you need assistance. He's very good at this kind of thing. I am going to I'm going to click Business Source Complete. Now it's going to ask me to log in. I am now logged in, and I come to basically a database search. So this is the exploratory part of this. You'll see, for example, there are lots of things we can do. We can search. I'm going to put in here employment law just as a search parameter, okay? And then limit results to, let's say, full text, documents. Maybe I just want industry overview, article, proceedings, and then I hit search. And now I come up with a number of choices: international employment laws, standards, recommendations, temporary employment, demand volatility, unions, firm level evidence. Depending on what you search for and how you use the search parameters, your results are going to come up differently. This is, obviously not simple. There's a tremendous amount of information, and if it was just a snap of your finger to access it, we wouldn't need MBAs who have skills at drilling down into this, and we'd all be paid minimum wage because everything would be so simple. You wouldn't need to know anything to figure anything out. So let's just click this, the changing of the guard from labor law to employment law. Let's see what that's all about. Now you can go HTML or you can get the PDF of the article. You may like it, you may not like it, but here it is. You can use this as your source, and somehow what your deal would be to read this, kind of review it in your paper, and talk about how it relates to employment law as the course textbook and information that you've read for the week and that you can plow ahead in the class to and integrate. So in your paper, what you want to do is tell me what the article was about that you read, tell me how it integrates with what you have read about employment law from this week's readings. And remember, it's 2 chapters. It's not only the labor law, but it's also the other chapter that has to do with, I think it's chapter 15. And so you have to write an integrative paper. You need to use in-text citations in your paper. So this is not purely just your interpretation, or I liked, or I agree with, or I disagree with something in the article. You're entitled to do that, but you also have to say, according to HR body of knowledge, maybe Title VII of the Civil Rights Act with the citation that goes to the textbook, or some other reference that you can integrate into your paper. Then you are going to review that as a legal briefing. Your paper that you submit has to have, as it indicates here, at least one APA-style in-text reference citation. And if you only do that in the opening paragraph of your paper, you may get a decent grade on the paper, but you're not going to get full credit, that's for sure. Okay, I'm looking for more than just simple generic citations. I want to see some depth to that. The second part of the assignment, and really after you sum up the paper that you've written, is, and you'll see here it says part 2, include a comment and a reaction to the SHRM website and or the Schaefer Library resources that you used to access this article. Of what value do you find SHRM, not only the organization but the website, and to what value do you use and find the Schaefer Library resources? And keep it from a professional and an HR discipline basis. If all you do is say, I found it really cumbersome and I didn't like it and it was really awkward to use, that's fine. But if all you do is diss the information, you're not going to get as good a grade as if you give a professional opinion on those kinds of resources. You will also, because this is a written assignment, it will include a cover page, including your name, course, semester, assignment name, etc. The cover page must also include the following statement, as all cover pages need to do, submitted to Dr. Joseph Martelli in partial fulfillment of requirements for the class, semester, year, etc. Make sure you read all this. And there is a rubric that shows what the grading criteria is for this. Have fun with this assignment. Explore before you pick a specific article. Just don't grab the first article you like because you're in a hurry. Part of this assignment, and it's kind of things that I can't really grade, is the degree to which you immerse yourself into this topic. As a manager in an organization, you have HR responsibilities, even if you aren't an HR manager. And what we know from the literature is a lot of the legal troubles companies get into are oftentimes violations of employment law, not necessarily by HR department or HR professionals by title, but it's by managers acting in their HR capacity who are not aware of the legal implications of the things that they do. And so, I want you to become aware and immersed in this. So your learning should actually be greater than just the assignment itself. And to some extent, this part 2 helps me ensure that you've exposed yourself to some of the literature and resources that are available. I want to keep this short because I'm also going to have another video posted about your week 2 research project assignment and show you some things about that. So for now, have a great week, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.